If, like me, you are a complete beginner to teenage engineering and the EP-1320, the questions where to start and what do I need to know to do anything sensible are probably the most critical. However, in this video series I wanted to follow the teenage engineering learning path on the basis that they are the experts and I am the willing idiot in the class. Whilst the online instruction manual rushes to get you to make some beats immediately after a tour of the knobs, buttons and pads, if I had my time again I would have learned about the modes and their options and how to delete, undo, copy and paste first. Here in part 4 I explore the three main modes of the EP-1320, which are Sonus or sound, Manus or main and Tempus or tempo, in a different order to the online guide. The Manus or main button has so far been the one I have probably used the most. It takes you to what is effectively the home page of the 1320, and from here you can control most things like projects, scenes and patterns amongst others. To select a scene, you hold down Manus and use the plus and minus buttons to navigate to whichever scene you want. You can select and access a pattern by holding down a group button A, B, C or D, and again using the plus and minus buttons to scroll through the patterns. In both cases, the alphanumeric screen tells you which scene or pattern you are scrolled to with an S or A prefix respectively. As previously described, holding down the fader button allows you to assign any of the functions printed above the pads to the slider. To find the next available free pattern, hold down Alt-0 and press the Group A button. If you need to undo something, then holding down Alt-0 and pressing the Group B button will do the job, but only if the shield icon appears on the screen. Copying is achieved by holding down Alt-0 and pressing the Group C button once to copy the current bar and twice for the current pattern. To then paste your selection, hold down Alt-0 and the Group D button. To commit and save, hold down Alt-0 and press Manus, which will also duplicate the current scene into the next available slot. Selecting a project is done by holding down Manus and choosing pads 1 to 9. Pressing the Tempus or Tempo button takes you from the Manus homepage to change the tempo parameters. The red X knob allows you to change the beats per minute from 120 down to 60, or you can use the pads to go up to 399 beats per minute and down to 40. Holding down the Tempus button and typing in using the pads allows you to add decimal values to the beats per minute. In Tempus mode, the brown Y knob controls the metronome volume. Pressing Manus and Tempus allows you to change the time signature of the project using the X and Y knobs. So far so good, now for something a bit more granular. Pressing Sonus not only allows you to allocate sounds to pads, but it's also the gateway to editing any sounds you have stored on the 1320. So in Sonus mode, loading a sample is straightforward. Select a group and a pad and scroll through the sound library using the plus and minus, or simply type in the sample number on the pads if you know it. The X knob controls volume. The Y knob controls pitch. You can jump through the sound numbers in tens by holding Alt-0 and the plus and minus buttons. To enter the 5 sound edit modes, choose a sample, then press Alt-0 and Sonus, and then choose the mode using the plus and minus buttons. In basic Sonus sound mode, the way a sample is played can be changed using the red X knob. If you select one shot, the whole of the sample is played before the next sample is played. If you select key, then numerous samples can be played at the same time. In legato mode, the sample is played continuously, but you can change the note where legato means the notes are played or sung smoothly and connected. Meanwhile, the Y knob allows you to pan the sound between left center and right. In Sonus trim mode, you can take a sample and remove bits from either end using the X knob for the beginning and the Y knob for the end. In Sonus envelope mode, you control the attack and release of a sample, again using the X and Y knobs. In Sonus Banach mode, you can play around with the timing of your samples. Using the red X knob allows you to change the BPM of the sample to match the BPM of the project, and the brown Y knob allows you to stretch the number of bars a sample populates. In Sonus MIDI mode, you can connect to other instruments and use the X knob to control the MIDI channel the pads use. The Y knob allows the root note of the MIDI device to be configured to match the root note of the sample. In Sonus Muto group mode, you can aggregate all samples you do not want playing at the same time. However, pressing any pad in a Muto group will play that sample, and the last pressed sound will always be the one played. Nothing complicated about any of that, just practice, and more practice required. It's all good.